Hello everyone, welcome back to the Revival. Today is the opening day of the transfer window, as well as the day that we play Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. Just to update you guys as to what's going on with the transfers, we have had to make a couple of listings. I say a couple of listings. We had to make one extra listing to what we already have. Obviously, Yedlin already listed. We're trying to get rid of him before his contract expires at the end of the season. We did have an offer of 1.5 million for a 6-month loan to Minnesota United. I'm hoping that we can do a little bit better than that. At the very least, I'd like to try and realise more like 2 million for a 6-month loan. If that's the only offers that we're going to get at this point is loans, then 2 million is better than nothing at all. Also, Castledine has said that he's not going to renew his contract. And honestly, he was only going to be here for the year as a stopgap. So I felt it was probably right that I put him on the transfer list. He's worth £13 million. He's got a release fee of 14. Let's try and make some money off of him. And we can always either bring up someone from the youth team, or we can splash the cash, try and bring in one of our other targets. Other than that, nothing particularly of note to talk about. Juan Fran has gone on loan to Shimizu S-Pulse for the remainder of the season. Xavi, Paredes and Farfan all on loan as well at the moment. It's starting to look a little bit threadbare, our squad, in terms of defence and midfield. But, you know, I do like to operate, as we've mentioned before, I do like to operate with a smaller squad so that I can give everybody a run out. It limits our options slightly if we were to want to change formations, but I don't tend to change formation. I just tend to kind of push on through, which is probably not the best way of going about things. But there we go. Here's some messages just telling us about a bid that we had for Dubravka. They offered us 4.8. I would have to spend more than that to get a goalkeeper in that would give us the cover that Dubravka does. And to be honest with you, I think he's still got a future at the club, even if it's only on the bench. Yedlin, this is just a notification of the loan offer that we had from Minnesota. 1.4, not really enough for him to go out on loan, I don't think, at the moment. Especially, we're going to have other offers. So, today is Bournemouth versus Newcastle United. Let's have a look at the team sheet. Not many changes required. What we will do is we'll just bring in Almiron for Shelvey, and in fact we'll put Castledine on the bench along with Yedlin, just to try and drum up a little bit of interest from them. Who am I going to put Yedlin on in place of? I guessed Thibaut. Mathieu can cover centre-back position and left-back. So that means Yedlin's got right back covered, and then we've got central midfield, attacking midfield, up front. Yep, okay, that's good. Everybody is good to go. Let's get cracking as soon as we change our strip colour, because orange and red is probably going to clash a little bit. So we're going to have to go for this slightly awful green kit of ours. Apologies to anyone that likes it. I guess it's all right, but compared to the orange and the classic black and white, it's a distant third as far as our options for kits this year at least. So I've got some news. It looks like the visual quality of the series is about to take a step in the right direction. I've purchased an external recording device which is going to allow me to record 1080p 60 frames a second. At least that's what I'm led to believe. So we'll be making the jump up in a few videos time from 720 30 frames to 1080 60 frames. Hopefully that will be a little less taxing on the PlayStation, but also it will give you a better experience as a viewer, especially if you like watching your videos like I do on full screen.
Very impressive venue, quite a sight to behold.
Need to make sure we get the early press in here.
The start of this match.
Oh, they're tearing through us with their passing. That's a good tackle from, I think, Hayden there. Oh dear, that's a bad pass. It's put us in trouble. It's put us in a lot of trouble. Maximan again, fantastic.
Newcastle
on the break now. We have options.
Congestion always brings with it issues around
it's just heavy touch.
Yeah, and the manager is going to look towards squad rotation now. A bigger part of his job is to keep a freshness and energy about the team.
Oh, here we go, and Nkunku. He's just not able to get the shot away before someone puts the foot in.
Lovely to see. And here's Wilson.
That's a good interception from the right back, Henriks.
He's got a crucial block in there. Henriks
plays it forward into Coco. For Werner. Coco making the run if he can find. He just can't get the ball out from his feet before the tackle's made.
And they're fortunate for the quality of the intervention.
That's brilliant from Hummels. Great strength from him.
Bournemouth have pushed both fullbacks into quite advanced positions here.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what are they attempting to do?
Well, it's a bold
big chance.
I don't know what I was trying to do there. I was hoping that one of them would make a slightly more forward run and I'd be able to feed it into their path. As it was, it just kind of ended up with them playing patty cake with the ball in the 18-yard box. Bit disappointing, bit embarrassing, frankly. Have to be more decisive. Have to be more clinical. Bournemouth are a good team. You don't take them lightly.
No, that's not the ball he wanted.
You certainly shouldn't take them lightly.
Newcastle were imperious when the two sides last met, and the fans are asking for more of the same.
Sake. That's very nearly a great interception from Henriks. Oh dear, he's played himself into trouble here.
As soon as they gave it away. Out to the right. Look at the defender bombing forward.
Heads.
Wilson shoots!
I think that's gone off the post for a goal kick. We're going to have to be careful here. Bournemouth are starting to get more and more of the ball and they're looking more and more dangerous as well. That's a corner apparently. I didn't think that Schubert got a hand on the ball. I thought it hit the post, but obviously my eyes deceived me.
He's got options
They've put it out for a throw. That's good for us. Let's see if we can get the ball out and into an attacking area quickly.
Werner
doing a good job holding it up through to Maximan. Maximan now. Here he goes. He's just muscled off the ball. Maximan does a great. No, I thought he'd done a good job of getting his foot in and winning the ball back, but a foul's been given against the Frenchman. If he'd gone over, maybe he could have asked the question. But I don't particularly like diving when I can force the player into trying to do the right thing.
Werner.
Again, we're just not able to connect with these passes.
Wilson, whose solo strike gave his team a first-half lead in his last game. Going through.
That's well won.
Regardless of the outcome, it is good to see someone running at the defence like that.
Werner couldn't get to the ball.
Smith drives it forward. It's a good
play there from Hayden again, forming that protective screen in front of the defence.
Almiron. Henriks.
Here's Coco. Nice little back heel. Through ball to Maximan. Shot. It's a goal. Maximan. Maximan puts Newcastle 1-0 ahead. Fantastic goal from the Frenchman. Goalkeeper will probably feel that he could have done better.
But it's down to very clever movement.
Brilliant play by the front three. Coco back heel to Werner. Werner sees the option, plays it, and then, yeah, the goalkeeper's going to be very disappointed with that. Maximan, on the other hand, is going to be very happy with it. First time finish, just with the side of his left foot. Didn't try to overpower it, just placed it. And with the typically acrobatic celebration, Alain Saint-Maximin showing that he's still got what it takes at Premier League level.
Still a fragile lead, though. They can't afford to sit on this.
Newcastle finished this first half with a trademark flourish. Fraser. Well weighted.
Oh dear. Oh, this could be dangerous. Oh yes, he's done very well to get in the way of that ball.
Great defending.
Maybe he didn't know as much about it as I'm giving him credit for here. Through ball, Werner, 2-0.
He scored! All too easy.
Give him half a chance and a clear sight of goal, and Timo Werner will not let you down.
The invitation was received with such a clever run, and he had that defence in utter confusion.
Nice little pass into his feet, uses his strength to hold off the centre-back, and then with the right foot just puts it past the goalkeeper into the near post. I believe that's Almiron with the pass. Wasn't a particularly special pass, but he knew exactly where the striker wanted it, and he put it on there on a plate.
Newcastle
2-0.
2-goal lead, and things should be comfortable from here on in.
Oh, nearly an interception there from Werner.
At the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
And we've given away a free kick on the edge of the D. Yellow card, I don't think that's necessary. That seems a little bit harsh. I mean, he goes for the ball, just collects the King's foot there. That's a little bit disappointing, I'll be honest.
He's gone direct. He's gone for it.
Good strength from Hummels, wide on the left-hand side of defence. Even with his advancing years, Hummels is still... That's a poor ball. I don't know why I thought I could get away with that one. Oh dear, here we go. So close to getting one back for Bournemouth. Spreading the play, Maximan into Werner. Oh, just couldn't quite get onto the ball before Ake.
Hoists it forward.
Ake's one of those players I'm going to keep my eye on. I've always felt that he, in real life at least, has been a player that's capable of achieving much more than what he's currently doing. He's young enough that he could still do something for you. So, half-time, it's 2-0. No real worries. What I am going to do, though, is just in a bid to get some bids on the table, and this could backfire on me terribly, I'm going to put Yedlin on in place of Henriks, give him half of a game, and see if we can't get a few more goals while we're at it. His pace down the right-hand side is going to be invaluable for us. I just hope that his slight lack of defensive chops isn't going to bite us in the tush.
Chip through.
Come on, Coco.
Ake is there.
Didn't necessarily expect him to get onto it, but I was... Oh, that's a terrible pass again.
On the back foot.
Go on, Hayden. No, unable to do anything with it. Well, let me run around him then, for fuck's sake. Jesus fucking Christ.
Real chance.
We're already looking
been caught out here.
in some trouble.
It's come loose.
That's all right. Able to play it out nice and easy.
Williams. Nkunku. Off the ball
muscled off far too easily.
And they're not going to make any further
I know
progress
Nkunku isn't necessarily the biggest and strongest of players, but I expect him to put up more fight than that when he's accosted on the ball.
Gets wrestled off the ball.
That's good from Coco.
Well, the defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again.
And here's Yedlin. That pace I was talking about.
Gets away from his opponents.
Nobody keeping up with him in the penalty area, and by the time someone was there, I feel like we've seen that before from Yedlin. He's got too much pace for the men around him.
Don't be surprised if he tries that again. Hits one.
Goalkeeper, easy.
Well, he doesn't need a second invitation, even from that range.
Just need to make sure we don't overstretch ourselves here. It would be far too easy for us to get ahead of ourselves and just think that this was game over already.
Yeah, I just think it's a conservative move to deny runners the opportunity of going beyond that rear guard.
Oh, Werner, great turn.
Within range.
Couldn't get the shot away again.
Forward it goes.
It's a common problem for the German. He's able to get the ball away from his man to begin with, but then he's unable to get it out from under his feet. By the time he's ready to shoot, a defender's already on top of him. That goes out for a goal kick, no trouble. And now Solanke coming on for King.
Have a substitution.
Looking for maybe a little bit more width. I'm more familiar with Solanke being more of a wide player than a centre forward. So we'll see how Bournemouth line up after that substitution is made.
Almiron.
Great bit of business that Liverpool did in selling Solanke. Didn't they end up making like 18 million off of him or something like that? It's a ridiculous amount of money to make for a player that very rarely made any. Oh, Werner, header! Right into the hands of the goalkeeper. Solanke played games for Liverpool, but he was never going to make the first team. So to make the amount of money that they did off his sale was quite remarkable, frankly. I'm a little bit jealous. I wish Arsenal were able to make that much money off of selling their Deadwood.
Almiron.
We didn't do too badly out of the Oxlade-Chamberlain deal, but looking at him, he's a better player maybe than the money that we ended up getting for him. Even.
The right position to intercept. Tries to get it forward quickly. And here's Wilson. Fraser.
Oh, they put it out wide. This could be dangerous. Hummels, fantastic.
Nkunku goes looking.
Maximan, lots of muscle. He's able to easily keep the ball away from his marker.
Run down the left-hand side. He's left his man. Oh, that's a fine challenge.
I tried something a little bit too cute there. I was looking to just play it into the man at the last second. Just before Maximan was able to get his toe onto it, the defender managed to get it away from him.
Well, he's worked so hard for his side, as you would expect, but you couldn't help notice that he was starting to labour it.
And shoots!
That was a golden opportunity for a volley. Couldn't quite place it. 78 minutes on the clock. Let's look to make another change just to keep things fresh. And I think we'll probably bring on Castledine. And Almiron, the more attacking of the two players, will make way. And anyone else looking particularly knackered? Willems is looking very, very tired. Not surprising, we've left the attacking fullbacks on for the entire game yet again.
Newcastle can make.
In fact, we can probably turn that off now and make it slightly more defensively solid.
Who was going to be taken off. His energy levels began to sag,
and it would preserve
he was never going to last until the final whistle.
The stamina levels of the fullbacks.
Smith. Looks to clip it forward. Oh, good interception.
Playing it a little bit risky here, boys.
Newcastle still 2-0 up and looking now to see it through. Who's ball? Who's going to get that?
Well, I'm not quite
it's just
sure
not really coming off for us.
Hold up play quite as much
I
as
know what I
did
want to
then.
try and do, but I'm
his
just unable
teammates
to
were
really get it to
very
happen.
annoyed. Nkunku.
Come on, Nkunku. Jesus Christ, he's beaten to every ball here. A little bit off the boil at the moment, and this could be danger. This could be danger if we're not able to get onto. Oh dear.
Tries one. Castledine can get it.
Better to just head it wide and just get it out of the way there.
Should have been made to pay.
Don't want another own goal on my hands.
So someone has been forced to pull up lane
Oh
here.
dear, looks like Cook might be injured.
Cramp, Peter, hopefully nothing more serious than that.
Well, he is going to soldier on by the looks of it. Bournemouth making consecutive
Right, they're going to make a late run into the box. Need to make sure that we stay nice and tall, get that ball headed out. That's no danger whatsoever.
Not the best of headers.
Now the idea really is going to be to just keep hold of the ball. Play the clock down, don't take any unnecessary risks.
Time added on will be 2
Although it's really
minutes.
tempting when things open up like this.
Werner kings it out wide. Castledine.
Ah, he's offside.
To shoot.
Oh, he's not offside. Okay. Well, in that case. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Well, that'll do us anyway. 2-0, final result, goals on the 33rd and 39th minute. It was a bad 6 minutes for Bournemouth, and Newcastle come away with all 3 points once again, maintaining their position at the top of the table. And we'll have to wait and see what happened with the rest of the players, the rest of the games, I should say, in the Premier League today. Looking at the ratings, Willems getting a 4.5. Dear Lord Almighty. I don't see how these performances are that bad. How did Willems deserve a 4.5? I don't think he didn't necessarily put a foot wrong. Meanwhile, Alan Saint-Maximin gets a 7. He scored, obviously, that's going to help a lot, but he misplaced plenty of passes. Nkunku gets a 6. He was largely average. I really don't get how some of these players are getting such low scores. And Yedlin, after bringing him off the bench, only gets a 4.5. Probably that lung-busting run with no end product had a lot to do with that. But there we go. That's kind of backfired on me slightly. I don't think we're going to get any bids for Yedlin off the back of that performance. But looking at the results in the league, Liverpool have beaten Crystal Palace, City held to a 2-2 draw at West Ham, Chelsea getting the win against Aston Villa, Norwich and Stoke drawing 0-0, West Brom 3-0 against Fulham, good lord. Leicester, little bit of an upset, you might say, with a 1-0 victory over Manchester United at Old Trafford. Arsenal 1, Tottenham 4, okay, moving on. Wolves 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, and Everton 2, Southampton 0. So that means Liverpool are going to be... Oh no, hang on. Okay, so that's constricted everything below us, with Arsenal still in second place on 43 points. Newcastle now pulling ahead on 48. So things are looking good for us. Things are looking very good for us. Goal scoring wise, we're not doing too badly. We're only 4 off of top scorers in the league. We're definitely the best defence in the league, and our goal difference is looking extremely healthy. That means now that, as you can see from all of those numbers in the loss columns, there is not a single unbeaten team in the league this season. It does my heart well that there is not an unbeaten team in this league. We move on. The next match will be the FA Cup. We probably won't play that one today. What we will do is have a look at what this negotiation is all about. It's scouting. There is nothing more annoying and disappointing than thinking that you've got a bid come in for a player and it turns out it's just a bloody scout report. Never mind. Moroni he's talking about. Let's have a look at this Moroni. I'm going to turn the scouts off in a minute. I don't need them at the moment. Right, Moroni. I mean, he's fine. I don't think he's worth £28 million. Meh. Never mind. Anyway, if Castledine leaves us, let's have a look at the listed players that might replace him. I've got a soft spot for this bloke down here, Doumbia. He plays for Sporting, and he's a good all-rounder. He's listed as a destroyer, but looking at his passing ability, he could definitely play further up the pitch if we needed him to. Apart from that, looking up here, we've got Reece Nelson, who plays more as a winger. He's definitely a very fast player. Playing for Real Madrid, I don't think we've got much chance of signing him at the moment, but you never know. Grealish is still on my list, although looking at McTominay, he's definitely a better option all round, and he is improving greatly. He's now rated at 80, 26 years old, the Scotland international, and a release fee of £16 million with a wage of 44,000. So those are options for us. Looking a little bit further down the list, Dennis Zakaria. I've always had this thing about Dennis Zakaria. I don't know why, but I think he's a really good all-round player. I think he could do a job for us, and definitely bringing him in as maybe a replacement for Hayden when his time comes, because Hayden, although he's reasonably young, he's not getting any younger. the hands of time continue to move on for him. So there might come a time when we're looking to replace him, and Zakaria is going to be one of those players that I look at when we have to do so. I do not know why Jared Bowen is on this list. I've got mad love for Jared Bowen. I think it comes from watching Loki Doki's Journeyman. Not his German. Sorry, it's not his Journeyman that I watched. It was he did a save. For those of you not familiar with Loki Doki on YouTube, definitely checking him out. He did a Accrington Stanley save, and one of the luxuries that he allowed himself was the transfer of Jared Bowen into the club. And he was a proper little goal scorer. He was great. So I don't know. I've always kept an eye out on Jared Bowen, and again, like, here's the thing: this guy's rated at £9 million, and he's every bit the player of this guy that we had brought up to us in the scouting. Let's go back into scouting so we can see him again. Moroni, wasn't it? Or was it Molino? I can't remember now. Anyway, Moroni. Like, he's every bit that player. He's a bit older, to be fair. But anyway, never mind. That's going to do it for another episode. When we return, it's going to be nearer the end of the transfer window. I think I don't necessarily think we're going to spend time on the FA Cup. We'll probably only end up losing against Sheffield United anyway. Looking at the schedule, we've got Liverpool, which could be a big game for us. In fact, it will be a big game. They're one of our rivals at the top of the league. So maybe we'll come back for the Liverpool game. Maybe we would even make it a double-header with Sheffield United. Who knows? But for sure, we will be coming back for Liverpool against Newcastle United at St James's Park on Tuesday. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.